What's up, everyone? Welcome. We are here for the presidential address. I tried to go live, but for some reason, the server's not wanting to connect, or my program's not wanting to connect to server. Either way, I'm sorry. But we're going to just do a video, and I'll release it after the fact. But here we are for the delivery to the rest of the nation on whatever this is. So let's get to it.
Thank you very much. My fellow Americans, good evening. Let me begin by congratulating the team at NASA and our brave astronauts on the successful launch of Artemis II. It was quite something. It will be traveling further than any manned rocket has ever flown and will very substantially pass the moon, go around it, and come back home from a distance that has never been done before.
Supper, so
amazing.
I'll apologize for that.
They are on the
Leftover
way.
spaghetti.
And God bless them. These are brave people. We want to God bless those four unbelievable astronauts. As we speak this evening, it's been just 1 month since the United States military began Operation Epic Fury, targeting the world's #1 state sponsor of terror, Iran. In these past 4 weeks, our armed forces have delivered swift, decisive, overwhelming victories on the battlefield. Victories like few people have ever seen before. Tonight, Iran's Navy is gone. Their Air Force is in ruins. Their leaders, most of them terrorist regime they led, are now dead. Their command and control of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps is being decimated as we speak. Their ability to launch missiles and drones is dramatically curtailed, and their weapons, factories, and rocket launchers are being blown to pieces.
I thought they couldn't at all. I thought everything was obliterated. That's what he's been saying. But now he's reading from a script now, so somebody's correcting him. All right, sorry.
Few of them left. Never in the history of warfare has an enemy suffered such clear and devastating large-scale losses in a matter of weeks. Our enemies are losing in America, as it has been for 5 years under my presidency, is winning, and now winning bigger than ever before. Before discussing this current situation, I also want to thank our troops for the masterful job they did in taking the country of Venezuela in a matter of minutes. That hit was quick, lethal, violent, and respected by everyone all over the world. After rebuilding our military during my first term, we have by far the strongest military anywhere in the world. And now we're working along with Venezuela and are, in a true sense, joint venture partners. We're getting along incredibly well in the production and sale of massive amounts of oil and gas, the second largest reserves on Earth after the United States of America. We're now totally independent of the Middle East, and yet we are there to help. We don't have to be there. We don't need their oil. We don't need anything they have, but we're there to help our allies. Tonight, I want to provide an update on the tremendous progress our warriors have made in Iran and discuss why Operation Epic Fury is necessary for the safety of America and the security of the free world. From the very first day I announced my campaign for president in 2015, I have vowed that I would never allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon. This fanatical regime has been chanting death to America, death to Israel for 47 years. Their proxies were behind the murder of 241 Americans in the Marine barracks bombing in Beirut, the slaughter of hundreds of our service members with roadside bombs. They were involved in the attack on the USS Cole, and they carried out the countless other heinous acts, including the just horrible, bloody atrocities of October 7th in Israel, something that most people have never seen anything like it. This murderous regime also recently killed 45,000 of their own people who were protesting in Iran. 45,000 dead. For these terrorists to have nuclear weapons would be an intolerable threat. The most violent and thuggish regime on earth would be free to carry out their campaigns of terror, coercion, conquest, and mass murder from behind a nuclear shield. I will never let that happen, and neither should any of our past presidents. This situation has been going on for 47 years and should have been handled long before I arrived in office. I did.
You know, it's amazing to me that the Republicans have been making this argument like, oh, we have to do this. It's like they have no other argument or nothing else, no other quote unquote reason for having this war, that they have to go back at this whole like 47 years thing, like because of all these things quote unquote you've done to the United States or to American soldiers or to whatever in the past 47 years. You know, of course, that ties into the fact that he's the 47th president. Let's be real. That we have to. It's the reason why we are going to war with you, because we have no other reason. You know, on the flip side of that, Iran could say the same thing. All the things that the United States has done to them in the past 47 years. As a matter of fact, they could argue way more than 47 years that America has done to them. Taking advantage of them, sanctioning them, crippling their economy, everything. I mean, all these things that we have done to Iran. Coups, like trying to, strip their resources, all the things we've done. They could do the same thing. They could say, all because of all the things that you've done, supporting Iraq during that war, which killed a lot of Iranians. They could say that, we assisted in that. All these different things. They could say the same thing. They have the same argument. It's just a stupid argument. Oh, we're going to go back as far as we want to and claim all these things as the reason why we want to fight you now. It's like we've held on to all these little things that you've done to us, and now we're coming at you with everything. It's just so stupid. It's so childish. It's so childish.
Many things during my 2 terms in office to stop the quest for nuclear weapons by Iran first. And perhaps most importantly, I killed General Qasem Soleimani in my first term. He was an evil genius, brilliant person, a horrible human being, however, the father of the roadside bomb. And he lived just horrible what he did.
And he was also one that assisted and helped us in fighting ISIS after 9/11. No, back when we actually worked with Iran to fight Al Qaeda and ISIS, before we considered them a part of the axis of evil. They had helped us, and then we turned around and turned them into a terrorist state. And their response to that was to just continue on their own fighting ISIS. And Soleimani was one of those soldiers who did so. That's not to say that he was a good guy. I'm just saying, like, the moments of where we pretend that we are good with somebody and we assist them or we help them or we accept their aid, but then we turn around and call them a terrorist and, well, then assassinate them. It's crazy.
Iran would have been perhaps in far better, stronger position. Had he lived, we would have had probably a different conversation tonight. But you know what? We'd still be winning and winning big. And then, very importantly, I terminated Barack Hussein Obama's Iran nuclear deal, a disaster. Obama gave them $1.7 billion in cash, green cash.
That was their money that we had held up from sanctions. It was their money. It wasn't ours, it was theirs. That we were holding up in banks that they could not access and they could not use. And he gave them access to it for assurance that they would not ever try to build a nuclear weapon. So they already had stated since 2003, actually before 2003, but publicly 2003, that they would not do, because there was a declaration of a religious fatwa, which is a religious ruling from a person of authority like Khomeini, the one that we assassinated, that it was against their law, against their religion, against their moral law to have weapons of mass destruction, nuclear weapons, chemical, bioweapons, all that. But to make Americans feel better, or that it was an actual American ruling, Obama made a deal. Look, you declare that you're not going to have a nuclear weapon. You allow people in to do annual audits on your facilities to make sure that you're not enriching over this particular percentage. And we'll give you access. We'll drop sanctions. We'll give you access to the money that we've been holding for decades, and you can try to grow and build your economy, get back on the playing field and whatnot. That was the deal. Simple. It was diplomatic. And they were abiding, and they were working. Every audit they passed, unlike our Pentagon, who can't seem to pass an audit at all. 8 years in a row, they have not been able to pass an audit, but Iran was passing their audits and not building a weapon and not enriching uranium over a certain percentage. They were abiding. At least until Trump ripped up their agreement and said, fuck off. And has pretended since that it was bad. And his only argument has ever been, because we gave them money. It was their fucking money.
Get out of banks from Virginia, D.C., and Maryland, all the cash they had. He flew it by airplanes in an attempt to buy their respect and loyalty, but it didn't work. They laughed at our president and went on with their mission to have a nuclear bomb.
Bullshit.
His Iran deal would have led to a colossal arsenal of massive nuclear weapons for Iran, and they would have had them years ago, and they would have used them. It would have been a different world.
No, they didn't. No, they
There would have been no Middle East and no...
It was his actions that made them start to enrich again. Not Obama's, not that agreement. It was his actions of ripping it up. President Trump is the reason why they started enriching uranium. And then he turns around now and says, oh, well, we got to go to war with you because you're rich in uranium. Because I ruined the deal that we had with you, and you went against you went against that deal. So now we've got to start dropping bombs on you. Creating a problem to quote unquote fix a problem. That is America 101.
Israel right now, in my opinion, the opinion of a lot of great experts, had I not terminated that terrible deal, and I was so honored to do it. I was so proud to do it. It was so bad right from the beginning. Essentially, I did what no other president was willing to do. They made mistakes, and I am correcting them. My first preference was always the path of diplomacy, yet the regime continued their
Diplomacy is what had an agreement. You've never tried to do diplomacy. Never have you tried to do diplomacy. Your quote unquote diplomacy is demanding illegal demands of them. Demands that are so crazy that nobody would fucking agree to it. And then every time Iran even remotely decides to kind of, come off of it and be like, okay, well, we'll agree a little bit to this and a little bit to that. And we think that there are good things happening or positive direction going. Israel starts attacking them. Or we attack them. Every time. Every time. And the negotiations blow up. Every time. Never fails. Just like Israel with Gaza. Every time they tried to make a deal with Hamas, Israel would do something and blow the negotiations up. With all their war crimes there. And they've just dragged us into war crimes now.
relentless quest for nuclear weapons and rejected every attempt at an agreement. For this reason, in June, I ordered a strike on Iran's key nuclear facilities, an Operation Midnight Hammer. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Those beautiful B-2 bombers performed magnificently. We totally obliterated those nuclear sites. The regime then sought to rebuild their nuclear.
Totally obliterated it. Totally obliterated it. It was quoted then that they would not be able to do any kind of enrichment or have a nuclear weapon for years after that. Midnight Hammer. Shit. I guess it wasn't a sledgehammer. It must have been just a little bitty small plastic hammer, like, toy hammer. Because we had to go in just 6 months later and start bombing again.
Program at a totally different location, making clear they had no intention of abandoning their pursuit of nuclear weapons.
Who would? Who the fuck would? Are you serious right now? Who would?
They were also rapidly building a vast stockpile of conventional ballistic missiles and would soon have had missiles that could reach the American homeland, Europe, and virtually any other place on Earth.
Lies. Lies. Absolute lies. Would not happen. They might be able to hit some eastern sections of Europe. But Europe wasn't the problem. It was Israel. And us. I mean, not that Europe hasn't been the problem in the past, because they have. There's a bad past there too. But they weren't doing anything right now to them. It's bullshit. It's just all excuses and made up shit to justify our criminal actions now.
Iran's strategy was so obvious. They wanted to produce as many missiles as possible, and they did.
As any country would when they feel threatened. Any country. They would start stockpiling. They would start building. They would start doing whatever they could to gear up for war. Because they knew that it was on the doorstep. Because Israel was wanting it for decades. And they finally got a president who would do it. What did you think they were just going to do? Sit there on their in the back, twiddling their thumbs? I mean, they said not to build anything, so I mean, yeah, they're probably gonna blow us up, but we can't do anything. Fucking, all this argument is so stupid. It's so stupid. It's like the bully on the playground telling the kids he's bullying, "Don't you dare pick up that stick. Don't you dare pick up that stick. Don't you grab that rock. How dare you grab that rock? How dare you grab those sticks? How dare you come at me with weapons, even though I'm beating the shit up on you?" It's fucking stupid.
The longest range possible, and they had some weapons that nobody believed they had. We just learned that out. We took them out. We took them all out so
It's
that no
bullshit.
one would really dare stop them. And they're raced for a nuclear bomb, a nuclear weapon like nobody's ever seen before.
Nobody's
They were
ever seen
right at the
before.
doorstep. For years,
There's going to be a nuclear weapon so much beyond anybody else's nuclear weapon in the world we've never seen before. Bro, the drama. This dude's such a drama queen. Oh my God. It's so dramatic, so extreme. This is the extreme. You want to see an extreme regime? You're looking at it. You're looking at it. An extremist regime. The man right here. Right here. Right here. That is extremist regime.
everyone has said that Iran cannot have nuclear weapons, but in the end, those are just words if you're not willing to take action when the time comes. As I stated in my announcement of Operation Epic Fury, our objectives are very simple and clear. We are systematically dismantling the regime's ability to threaten America or project power outside of their borders. That means eliminating Iran's Navy, which is now absolutely destroyed, hurting their Air Force and their missile program at levels never seen before, and annihilating their defense industrial base. We've done all of it. Their Navy is.
I spoke on this in a video earlier today. He's getting really, really, really bad at repeating himself. This is now the second time he has went through this whole spew. He's already said all this, but he's repeating it again. He apparently has gone off script. There ain't no way that they wrote in for him to repeat this twice. That doesn't even flow and make a speech efficient to repeat something twice.
Is gone. Their Air Force is gone. Their missiles are just about used up or beaten. Taken together, these actions will cripple Iran military, crush their ability to support terrorist proxies, and deny them the ability to build a nuclear bomb. Our armed forces have been extraordinary. There's never been anything like it militarily. Everyone is talking about it, and tonight I'm pleased to say that these core strategic objectives are nearing completion as we celebrate this. I thought the war was over 2 weeks ago. I thought we had then completed our mission. We were just trying to get the Strait of Hormuz back up. We had already obliterated everything, even though Iran's still shooting missiles and was just blowing planes out of the sky last week. But yet, we obliterated their ability to do so before that. And the war's over, but yet we're still ramping up and sending more people, more soldiers to the region. This progress, we think especially of the 13 American warriors who have laid down their lives in this fight to prevent our children from ever having to face a nuclear Iran. Twice this past month, I have traveled to Dover Air Force Base, and it's been something. I wanted to be with those heroes as they return to American soil, and I was with them and their families, their parents, their wives, their husbands. We salute them, and now we must honor them by completing the mission for which they gave their lives. And every single one of the people, their loved ones said, "Please, sir, please finish the job, every one of them. And we are going to finish the job, and we're going to finish it very fast. We're getting very close. I want to thank our allies in the Middle East, Israel.
I have a feeling they didn't say finish the job. I had a feeling they said end the fucking war. You did this. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they did. Maybe the ones who died were crazy as he is. I don't know. I'm not trying to speak ill of a fallen soldier, but I'm just saying, like, maybe I feel like what he just said is a lie, though. More than likely, it was that they said, you need to stop this war. You need to stop so that no more soldiers come back in caskets and body bags. And he's spinning this as, they said to finish the job, end the war, do what we have to do.
Saudi Arabia, Qatar, the UAE, Kuwait, and Bahrain, they've been great, and we will not let them get hurt or fail in any way, shape, or form. Many Americans have been concerned to see the recent rise in gasoline prices here at home.
Really? You don't
The
say.
short-term increase has been entirely the result of the Iranian regime launching deranged terror attacks against commercial oil tankers in neighboring countries that have nothing to do with the conflict. This is yet more proof that Iran can never be trusted with nuclear weapons. They will use them, and they will use them quickly. It would lead to...
This is just shit you do in war. You apply pressure in the most effective way with the least amount of damage, like actual physical damage. That's how you do it. The way they're doing it, they're actually doing something that's, quite smart actually for them. And this administration acts like they never thought of it. They never saw it coming. Blah, 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 blah. Intelligence has always known that this was going to be a problem. It was always a part of the strategic, reason why we haven't went to war with Iran. It's so. This administration is the most incompetent administration, the most ignorant, stupidest. Again, the reason why this will go down as the dumbest war ever in history. I did a video on that earlier today. Go check that out. Fucking swear.
Decades of extortion, economic pain, and instability worse than we can ever imagine. The United States has never been better prepared economically to confront this threat. You all know that. We built the strongest economy in history. We're going through it right now, the strongest in history. In 1 year, we've taken a dead and crippled country. I hate to say that, but we were a dead and crippled country after the last administration and made it the hottest country anywhere in the world by far, with no inflation, record-setting investments coming into the United States.
Hottest if it's considered hell, maybe. The amount of stupidity that comes out of this dude's mouth, the amount of lies. What's the point in this? I'm waiting for the point of this whole fucking address. So far, there has not been a point made yet, outside of something that we've already heard from him.
United States, over $18 trillion, and the highest stock market ever.
If this is their way of trying to sell this war to the American people, this is again just shows their complete incompetence.
With 53 all-time record highs in just 1 year. It all positioned us to get rid of a cancer that has long simmered. It's known as the nuclear Iran, and they didn't know what was coming. They've never imagined it. Remember, because of our Drill Baby Drill program, America has plenty of gas. We have so much gas. Under my leadership, we are number one producer.
But yet he's already stated that one main reason why we are wanting to, uproot the regime or whatever in Iran is because we want their oil. again, the same reason why we overdid Maduro, because we want their oil. We don't need their oil. We don't need Venezuela's oil. We don't need Iran's oil, because we are oil independent. We have all the oil we need, but yeah, we want your oil. Math ain't mathin', bro. The math just ain't mathin'.
Of oil and gas on the planet without even discussing the millions of barrels that we're getting from Venezuela. Because of the Trump administration's policies, we produce more oil and gas than Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. Think of that, Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. And that number will soon be substantial.
But it's all the same kind of oil. It's all like crude oil, which we do not actually like refine here. It's the reason why we have to trade most of it to the global market and import in the dark crude oil that is drawn from other nations like Venezuela and so forth, because that's what most of our refineries here are built to refine. I've done a video on this too. Check that out on the channel. It's just so, if you just know basic facts, if you know basic fucking facts about how the global market, how oil works, this stuff, you will see right through this con artist, right through all the lies of the Republican Party. It is ridiculous. And this administration, it is ridiculous. The lies that come out of their mouth.
Substantially higher than that. There's no country like us anywhere in the world, and we're in great shape for the future. The United States imports almost no oil through the Hormuz Strait and won't be taking any in the future. We don't need it. We haven't needed it, and we don't need it. We've beaten and completely decimated.
It's about like 7 to 9%, somewhere in there, I think, that we import from there. Although he just stated earlier that we don't do anything from there. But now he's saying, yes, we do, but it's very little. It's very little. It's about 7 to 9%, if I'm not mistaken.
Iran, they are decimated, both militarily and economically and in every other way. And the countries of the world that do receive oil through the Hormuz Strait must take care of that passage. They must cherish it. They must grab it and cherish it. They can do it easily. We will be helpful.
Grab it by the balls.
They should take the lead in protecting the oil that they so desperately depend on. So to those countries that can't get fuel, many of which refuse to get involved in the decapitation of Iran, we had to do it ourselves. I have a suggestion. Number one, buy oil from the United States of America. We have plenty. We have so much. And number two, build up some delayed.
They can only buy what they can refine from us. If they can't, then they can't buy from us.
Courage. Should have done it before. Should have done it with us, as we asked. Go to the strait and just take it. Protect it.
Just take it. Just take it. Just take it like I'm taking everything. Yes, like I'm trying to take Greenland, like I'm trying to take Cuba, like I'm trying to take Venezuela. Like we tried to take Iran, but then we were like, oops, fuck, that shit's too hard. So, we got to get the fuck out. Y'all handle that shit.
Bro, this dude is so fucking, he's gone. He's done. He's fucking done. This guy is a moron. He's old. He's lost all his steps. He repeats himself over and over again. He has no knowledge or understanding of anything fucking going on. He has yes men and losers around him who are incompetent as well, telling him a bunch of bullshit. It is. This is the most pathetic, most joke of a administration ever in history. History will remember this administration as the absolute joke that it is.
Use it for yourselves. Iran has been essentially decimated. The hard part is done, so it should be easy. And in any event, when this conflict is over, the strait will open up naturally. It'll just open up naturally. They're going to want to be able to sell oil because
It'll just spread its legs and everybody can be able to get in and out of it.
Bro. I'm sorry, I did that was creepy, but I mean, it's coming from Trump here. Seriously.
that's all they have to try and rebuild.
That's what he thinks. Everything just will open up for him.
It will resume the flowing and the gas prices will rapidly.
You just grab them by the pussy and it opens up.
I'm sorry, I'll stop.
Come back down. Stock prices will rapidly go back up. They haven't come down very much, frankly. They came down a little bit, but they've had some very good days over the last couple of days. We've done actually much better than I thought, but we had to take that little journey to Iran to get rid of this horrible threat. With our historic tax cuts, where people are just now talking about receiving larger refunds than they ever thought possible. They are getting so much more money than they thought. That's from the great, big, beautiful bill. Our economy is strong and improving by the day, and it will soon be roaring back like never before. It will top the levels that it was a month ago. I've made clear from the beginning of Operation Epic
It's definitely topped the levels.
Fury that we will continue until our objectives are fully achieved. Thanks to the progress we've made, I can say tonight that we are on track to complete all of America's military objectives shortly, very shortly. We're going to hit them extremely hard over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to bring them back to the Stone Ages where they belong. In the meantime,
Wow, where they belong. That is a wild thing to say. We're going to make them primitive again. That is a wild thing to say.
discussions are ongoing. Regime change was not our goal. We never said regime change, but regime.
Yes, you did. Yes, you fucking did. So did Israel.
Change has occurred because of all of their original leaders.
That's a lie. It's the same regime, just a different head.
Death. They're all dead. The new group is less radical and much more reasonable. Yet if during this period of time no deal is made, we have our eyes on key targets. If there is no deal, we are going to hit each and every one of their electric generating plants very hard and probably simultaneously.
War crimes.
We have not hit their oil, even though that's the easiest target of all, because it would not give them even a small chance of survival or rebuilding. But we could hit it, and it would be gone, and
War crimes.
there's not a thing they could do about it. They have no anti-aircraft equipment. Their radar is 100% annihilated. We are unstoppable as a military force. The nuclear sites that we obliterated with the B-2 bombers have been hit so hard that it would take months to get near the nuclear dust, and we have it under intense satellite surveillance and control. If we see them make a move, even a move for it, we'll hit them with missiles very hard again. We have all the cards, they have none. It's very
War crimes.
very important that we keep this conflict in perspective. American involvement in World War I lasted 1 year, 7 months, and 5 days. World War II lasted for 3 years, 8 months, and 25 days. The Korean War lasted for 3 years, 1 month, and 2 days. The Vietnam War lasted for 19 years, 5 months, and 29 days. Iraq went on for 8 years, 8 months, and 28 days. We are in this military operation, so powerful, so brilliant, against one of the most powerful countries for
He skipped Afghanistan.
32 days. And the country has been eviscerated and essentially is really no longer a threat.
You understand that those years, a lot of those years and some of that was including, especially those last ones, was including attempting to rebuild after what we did. I mean, our operations in Iraq were mere like weeks, and our operations were done. But the years part was us attempting to rebuild it, and which was a failure. But like, people are, I mean, some people were stupid, but like, you're not pulling one on over on us here, and you haven't accomplished anything. You've literally not accomplished anything. You didn't have a reason to go in. You've created more problems than what originally were occurred. And you're coming back out of this with Iran more than less going to be more stronger and have even more determinants to have nuclear weapons and like invest in their military might even more. Like, you've done nothing. And very much possibly even them having like sovereignty over the Strait of Hormuz.
They were the bully of the Middle East, but they're the bully no longer. This is a true investment.
No. Israel is the bully of the Middle East. Israel has been the bully of the Middle East. And the U.S. is just an axis of that. We are the bully. We are the bully. Israel's the bully of all the Middle East. Have been for years. Decades.
In your children and your grandchildren's future.
All of which being a holy war against Muslims, if we're really being true here. And Israeli expansionism.
The whole world is watching, and they can't leave the power, strength, and brilliance. They just can't believe what they're seeing. They leave it to your imagination, but they can't believe what they're seeing. The brilliance of the United States military. Tonight, every American can look forward to a day when we are finally free from the wickedness of Iranian aggression and the specter of...
We've never had a problem. I never feared Iran. I've lived for 43 years. I've never feared Iran. I haven't. I quite literally have never feared Iran.
of nuclear blackmail. Because of the actions we have taken, we are on the cusp of ending Iran's sinister threat to America and the world. And I'll tell you, the world is watching. And when we do, when it's all over, the United States will be safer, stronger, more prosperous, and greater than it has ever been before. May God bless the men and women of the United States Armed Forces, and may God bless the United States of America.
That cannot be it.
Good night.
That cannot be it. Are you kidding me? That was the entire address. He gave nothing there. Nothing that had not already been said. There was no special announcement here. This was a complete waste. It's a complete waste. Why do you know why they do this? Because they know the war is disliked and unpopular all across the United States. Even his own MAGA, some of them, a lot of them are splitting over this. If it isn't for Epstein, it's for this. They do not like the war. America first, all those people, like, they do not want a war. Those that think that Israel is just pulling us into everything, into their holy thing. Like, he sees this. His polls have dropped. His polls have fallen through a cliff, off a cliff. On everything, the economy, the war, immigration, everything is all falling. His overall's falling. Now, it's still, 90-something% with his, like, full-on MAGA Republicans. But with everybody else, it's all falling. He knows that this war has been scrutinized from the get-go. And the biggest argument is that it was not brought to Congress and it was not addressed to the American people. So I guess we hear this is the administration's way of going, well, you see, we just addressed the American people. We told them what was going on, and there you go. Now you can't say we didn't do it. Trump's little dance that he likes to do. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's Trump like jacking off Epstein and Netanyahu on each side. This was a waste. It's a waste. Nothing but lies, propaganda. They're clearly their way of saying yes, we addressed the nation. We told the American people what's going on. Trying to sell it as we're so American, so American, so amazing, so mightful. Everything's eradicated, and they have fallen to the power and strength of America, and everything's good. Don't worry about it. The concerns that people have is not a concern. We're gonna leave. We're gonna get out. It's gonna be over. It's already over, but it's gonna be over in a couple of weeks. We're gonna hit them with everything we have. But we're trying to have negotiations. But if they won't negotiate with us, we're gonna hit them so hard, and we're gonna create. We're going to commit this war crime after war crime after war crime after war crime. And I'm telling you right now what we're going to do, so it's not a surprise to you when we do it. And you'll be like, hey, yep, you said it was going to do a war crime, and you did. Okay, cool, whatever. It's bullshit. This whole thing was bullshit. There was no special announcement. This was pointless. This was worthless. You didn't help yourself. If anybody at this point did not agree with you, this didn't fucking help. If anything, this was an announcement. This was a way for people who don't actually watch anything to see and go, holy shit. Yeah, he's full of shit. You just let people that didn't know anything going on what was going on. I'm going to be interested to see whether or not his numbers go up or down after this. I'm betting down, but that's just because they've been consistently going down. This is a waste. Holy shit. This is a waste. Thank you. This is a joke. It's April Fool's. It's fucking April Fool's. I swear. Man. April Fool's. Come from the guy that earlier at the Easter launching, talking about we can't do daycare, we can't do Medicaid, we can't do Medicare, we can't do all these individual programs and things to help American people because it's just too much. It's too much. 50 states, the states have to handle that. The states got to be doing that. The federal government can't do that. The only thing the federal government needs to be doing is concentrating on the military. That's it. Military. No to you. Yes to war. There's a reason why they changed it to the Department of War. There is a reason, and they are showing it to you. They are showing it to you. Full stop. Sick of this. I'm so sick of them. I'm so sick of the lies and them getting away with it day after day after day. The bullshit, the fraud, the fake, and people believing it. It's so like, oh my god! If you well, that was a waste. Fucking April Fool on me. Thank you for joining. I'm glad. I'm almost glad this didn't go live. Oh, maybe it would. Maybe it would have been better if it went live. I don't know, but whatever. I'm gonna post it up though. If you watch it through this point, you're you're amazing. I have to say, you were a real one. And if you did, then put that in the comments. Real one, okay. Wow. Thank you very much. And let me know what you think of this. Let me know what you think of all of this. The address, everything he said, anything that's happened, anything that I've spoke about previously, whatever. If you haven't seen, all this stuff that I've done, go back and check it out. Search through my videos, find it, watch it, comment, whatever, all that good stuff. We've talked about all this. We've talked about it all. Thank you very much for joining me. Next time, peace. Clear Talk. I'm out.